Yo, and I wear my Young Bucks shirt that I'm funking up because my armpits might be stinky. I don't know. We went through one of the most craziest days. Actually, went through the past couple days when it comes to pro wrestling. So this Saturday, last Saturday that passed, was a pay-per-view called Deadline. I did a quick little review on it. I didn't really watch any of the shows, but I saw some of the results and I just kind of gave how I feel about it. And one of the winners of the Iron Survivor challenges was Roxanne Perez. And what was crazy is that she was supposed to get a title shot at a pay-per-view at a premium show. And literally, she ends up cashing in on a title shot that night on on NXT, the TV show. I'm kind of like thinking multiple things at once. And she gets this title shot. She goes, and this is the second time she did some shit like this. Like, she won something before. I can't remember what it was, but she won something before, and she got a title shot. And instead of waiting to do it at the scheduled show, she cashed it in early. And when she cashed it in early, she was also the tag champions. And while being the tag champions, her tag partner turned her back on her. So she turns her back on her. Excuse me. So she does it a second time. And she cashes big. She's the NXT Women's Champion, Roxanne Perez. She beat Mandy Rose. And what's crazy, I watched the show. I actually watched the NXT show. And as I was watching it, I was like, damn. Because as the show was progressing, it felt very rapid. The way that they just went from, having this chaos, the number one contenders or intermixing with the champions, and then the champion lashed out at one of the number one contenders, but one of the number one contenders that got savagely beat went and challenged her that night. And then we're like, oh, I accept. And then, there was no interference from Toxic Attraction, the group of the champion. There was no interference. There was no, interaction with the group to say, hey, so, blah, 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 blah. Everything just kind of just went erupt. And I'm like, okay, that was pretty fast. That was great. I wouldn't even think for them to do that sudden. And out of nowhere, talking to my boy Silva, shooting the breeze, and out of nowhere, I'll even pull up the text. Whatchamacall? Let's see. I'm on a separate note. Oh, yeah, on a separate note, I heard that Mandy Rose only lost the belt because she got released due to explicit content. And I'm like, explicit content? I know she has this brand army. I guess she started a brand army, and I know. No, excuse me. it was basically used to kind of get her gimmick over, which is basically I'm this hot supermodel, blah 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 blah. I'm the I'm the poster child for what a women's champion should be. You know, hot. It's basically the representation of the Attitude Era. And where was I going with that? Oh, so I know, you know, she was taking like very, very sexy photos and blah 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 blah. But you can tell like, you know, some of the photos were pretty risque, and you can tell like when she's pushing envelopes, and even there's this one video clip of hers, and at first I thought like, you know, she's making videos of her being in the jacuzzi, you know, like her skinny dipping in the jacuzzi, or it could have been like a small bathing tub, like a pool, like a swimming pool, like a small swimming pool where you just kind of sit and relax and lounge, but it might be a hot tub. Yeah, and I'm like, oh shit, you know, because she got it on an angle where you can kind of see in the water. And you can see in the water, and you're like, holy shit, you can actually see her nipples. And the one thing about WWE, now that, you know, they're, you know, they with TV networks, they push for TV production, so like anything that links to like anything like adultery, which is weird because it's got its fame off of Attitude Era, but like they try to like really entertain like kids, and it's just whew. And then when people like Mandy Rose like take, and I'm assuming it's a rip. I'm assuming it's a rip off of a live stream that she was doing, and the stream could have easily just been like clipped from any phone, any computer, whatever. And once it gets clipped, I'm pretty sure Apple does it, because I'm pretty sure we learned how to do that when it came to clipping things off of like YouTube. Because like it's a lot easier to do that than to say to look into programs. Now there are programs that do that like rip the videos, or they'll snatch the file out of the database in YouTube, and they'll save it for you. But yeah, freaking she definitely got clipped, and then it started servicing online. It was passed around. People posted it and stuff. I so happened to catch on to it. I'm like, oh shit. So when Silver was saying, oh, for explicit photos, I'm like, if it's what I'm thinking, if it's what I'm thinking, that the most that she's shown is nipples. And then there are photos too where they go, you know, up the butt in that area. And she's wearing a thong. She's wearing some thong. And it gets borderlines where you see lips. Now, the rule of thumb is if it don't show, it's a no. If show, then it's a go. So even it's like having regular lips. It's like having like your lips. Some lips are big, some lips are small, and for some lips, it takes more to show than other lips. And other lips, especially with a beard, you can completely hide your lips, completely. Like for me, it's hard to hide my lips in my beard, but then for other men, it's a lot easier to hide their lips in their beards and their mustache. And so, the same thing goes when you like posting pictures, of your coochie area and like I don't know what the rule of thumb as far as where per se like butthole outlines, like the outline of a butthole. So basically the stressed area where it does all like the squeezing and stretching, retracting, blah blah blah. That area I think is considered nudity. I've never looked into like censorship like officially, but like I know doing like classes and I know being in the industry, I know a lot of these policies, especially when it comes to different territorial regions, that can be considered nudity. Like the little stress area of your butthole, and now it's something that she would show because her thong was just way too small. It was a lot of crazy shots, and I know that it's for a private account, but you don't like unless you know your clients on the other side. Like I know him by face, and I know that real face matches the name and all. Unless you know that, you could be selling your product to a collector who collects data, and then that data collector could easily sell you on the market. Like, I got these fresh. I got these fresh, and some of them will just do it for free. They don't even do it for a price. They do it for free. They do it to be a part of a community, and there's a community of doxers where they'll just like dox your life, they'll dox your photos, they'll dox your work. Like I've seen it where like people will go to the extent of getting people fired. Excuse me. Over social media, and what's crazy is that it could be over like something that's not like a big deal, but there's no reason why a person should get fired over Twitter or Instagram beef or some shit. Like there's no reason why anybody should lose their job over it, unless like they're sitting there and making like harassing statements and they're making other stuff. Like there's just no reason for all that. And so you gotta be careful with content creators, and this is myself. This is why I slowed down. This is why like I didn't push my baby mom when we were together and she wanted to do that content creation stuff. I didn't want to push her. I didn't want to push her until she was 100% committed. And there was others I did want to push because we were all going down that route anyway. But unfortunately, we got separated, and then life kind of happened to all of us, and then opportunities seem like it's too late. But you got to be careful with all the content you put out. You got to be careful the platforms you use. OnlyFans, Brand Norman. Like, anybody that buys into, you got to remember, everybody that buys into your shit. Like, I seen, I think it's like a Carrie Jerry or something like that. I gotta look up her name again. But I seen her post like she was gonna put out a street team. I know it might be a slow process, but it's a good process because at least like they're real. You putting your product out for real people. You're marketing towards real people. When you market on the internet, you're not marketing the people you're marketing the people that live their lives like they're everybody, depending on who or what the purpose is for. And so they'll buy into. They'll have the money because they get paid doing what they do. And when they get paid doing what they do, they'll buy into your shit. They'll buy into your shit, and then they'll collect as much content as possible. They know, and smart ones know not to just put shit out. You put shit out, and then you might get exposed because you don't even realize you might be the only one buying in, and then the minute the creator kind of sees the trend of what's going on with her content, and she kind of puts two and two together. She can like look up your information. And if you are within a certain country, yeah, you can get exile. Not like exile out of the country, but yeah, you can get in trouble. But you just gotta be careful who you put your content. You gotta be careful like what content you put out, especially when you're under contract, and especially when you think it's a secret society. It's not. But then again, all this came all of a sudden when this was something that was going on for quite some time. This was something I think it was going on since Halloween. I think early November is when I saw the skinny dipping. But I seemed like she was answering to live fans. And by doing that, that kind of gives the impression that like she was entertaining on a live stream, and then someone just came and ripped it and then put it on the computer. Like they made a career out of it. It's called Mr. Skins, and ever since that blew up, because its job was basically to identify every and all celebrities and big time figures who got naked at some point, and the closest they've been naked, and then sex scenes and etc. And that's the job. And then there's scouts that basically go and they scout every movie, and then they go through every catalog, and then it's their job basically to identify every sex scene and every nudity of a celebrity. And so, since they made a culture with them, imagine making a culture of an entire society. They even got pictures of like, there's like, you see, because in certain regions it's legal for people who like to be like nudists with their like family. Like I'm talking like mother, father, sister, brother, and they're like all nudists and stuff. Like they'll say if you post photos like that online, people can take that shit, post it on the black web, where basically like you kind of have to like crawl through. I mean, that's what they do. That's their job. So be careful. Mandy Rose fired, just like that. But on a lighter note, let's talk about tonight's Dynamite. Dynamite, much better opener, I have to say. A much better opener today than like last week. Opening with a battle royal was just so bad. Like I hate battle royals. Like I hate them. Like I seriously hate them, because like they just take up a lot of time. They take up a lot of space. But tonight, what did they open with? They opened. It wasn't Brian Cage and Jungle Boy. It was something else. Damn, I don't forget. I'll probably remember if I think about it. But yeah, how did it open? I know they opened with a good match, but I don't remember who. No, it wasn't Acclaim. It wasn't FTR. Damn, who did they open with? I don't remember. They usually open. Damn, who did they open Dynamite with? I gotta look that shit up. Excuse me. Dynamite. Lineup tonight. Damn, I really wish I knew the matches. Like, it just like I'm brain farting right now. I don't know why I'm brain farting so bad, but it's like I remember Jungle Boy. And Brian Cage was next, but I'm sitting there thinking like I don't remember what the fuck. I have to sit and think about it though. Because damn, it just blew right past me. Like, holy shit. Damn, I might have to check this out probably towards the end. I really don't know what the AEW Dynamite match card. There we go. Let's look up the match card. Okay. What's coming on tonight's Dynamite? Okay. Oh, that's why. It started out with the trios match. Trio. That's when I want to say it was Penta. That's when Penta used a hammer and they put the hammer to Nick Jackson's ankle. That was my neighbor. Oh, let me turn that off. And like I said, like I mentioned in my stories, basically the match starts. They just do a bunch of stuff. You know, they do this here, they do this there. But then tonight there was very, very one. I think they were injured, so they have to kind of play off injuries and stuff. So they'll do this here, they do this here, and then make this. And now the Elite put themselves in the position where they have to win all 4 matches. They're basically doing this like the NBA. It's kind of stupid, but. I will go bottom. And what could possibly be the last match of this series is going to be a hardcore match, which means that they basically limit themselves to having to use weapons because they're so shredded and beat down that they can't do a best of 7, which is a shame, but that's what happens when people. I'm just gonna wing this match. See how it looks. Well, that's what happens when people don't want to actually make the product and not make the product. And so now we get a best of 7 series that might not even go the full 7 in favors of a small group of fans. Then next up, that's when I had to turn it down because that was Jungle Boy and Brian Cage. And I like Brian Cage a lot. You know, I like Jungle Boy. I liked him. You know, I don't know what happened. It just all of a sudden they just couldn't get him over. Excuse me. Look at it. But what bothers me more is that We went from match after match after match after match after match. And so we just didn't have like, what is it? What is it that Tony Khan is afraid of hiring a booker to take everything that you're basically thrown? You have everything. You have the networks wanting this, the wrestlers wanting that. Contractually, you have to make it work out of this. There's only really been one person in history that can make that work, and that's Vince Russo. A lot of people don't like Vince Russo, and that's a damn shame. But when you look at TNA and how long its stride, it's because Vince Russo was able to get everybody over on the roster. The only problem TNA had was that they couldn't create buzz for their main events, and when their main events suck and people are not buying the main events, you're just kind of in a position where you're just like, fuck, I'm burning a shitload of money and nothing's coming from this. Nothing. And so it comes a point where you kind of have to ask yourself, okay, is my pride too big to just say I need to hire a booker? Because you can have the good wrestling, that's fine. You know, it really depends on the referee, the wrestlers, the fans, and if it's TV wrestling, the cameraman. The cameraman and the switchers really help the product a lot. But as far as as far as trying to make a dog, trying to make a product, build stories, even like that shit with FTR. They did some shit with FTR, and it's cool. You know, you got the I call them the ass boys. Now, wait, I think they have the IWGP tag titles and the AAA tag titles. So basically, you have 2 championships to play with, but you just lost one of your other more wrestling championships. And now, like, now you just have beef. And then, I'm not gonna lie, that Jeff Jarrett promo really got to me. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking, like, how in the flying fuck did we get here to the point where Jeff Jarrett has blessed me on WWF TV, WCW TV, TNA TV. I even found him on AAA and AEW. Like, and then just watching them just lift up a championship title, I was like, oh my gosh. I seriously? Whew. I don't fucking get it. I just can't fathom it at all. I just can't. And what I also can't fathom is, I'll say my shit on Britt Baker. And I'm trying to be nice now. I'm on camera. I'm on Twitter, spitting flames. I'm on camera, so I'm trying to be nice. But man, I sit back and I just think Britt Baker seriously does absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing for the women's division. I sat back and I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, Britt Baker. She came into AEW. You know, the fans got behind her because they want her to be the basically the face of the women's division. There's no reason I can see why. Even though I knew at that point she wasn't ready. Excuse me. Like wrestling wise, no, she couldn't carry it. And then she got over as a heel, as a bad guy. And I'm thinking to myself, this is great because you have a big heel and you have a big baby face. The big baby face really could use a little bit of fire. And it's good that you have the heel that kind of like raised the bar. No. Basically kind of set the baby face into a trap to get her beat. And then she takes the title. So buries the baby face. You can tell she buries the baby face because she does it over and over and over and over. I don't know. I think there might be some heat with Sheeta. Yeah, I think there might be some heat with Sheeta and Britt Baker because she always be like trying to bury her and shit. What else? And then like in comes AJ Lee, a wrestler who retired basically to marry CM Punk. He's responsible for the Glow comic, and some other things as well. But she has these children who basically grew up to be fans of hers and kind of grew up with her style, and basically all kind of spawned off and became a different version of AJ Lee. And unfortunately, the one WWE reject gets stuck in AEW. Now she has to like play the Britt Baker game, and it's just like, poor child. You really don't have to. You really don't have to. But unfortunately, like when you're in their world, you kind of force yourself to be a part of their bullshit. And then when you gotta do that, you're like, damn. Now I gotta like lose on TV because that's the only way I can get seen is to get beat by this overrated chick who buried the entire women's division. Lost the title. I want it back. And it's like, damn, no one really wants it back on you besides your fans. And then, basically forced it on Jamie Hayter because, I can be close to the championship and then I can beat Hayter. It's like, come on. personally, I would just wonder to myself, like, and sometimes I'll even like ask over. It's like, does AEW care? Do they even care about like anything, or they just want to continue to satisfy everybody, just to piss off everybody else? Is I personally get it, but you got Brian Cage. Oh yeah, I think I even showed it on the thing. I'm just like, my problem, the thing, good guys, good guys, good guys. You know, representations. You know, people that, oh yeah, here I come to save the day. That guy, like, what happened to that guy? You know, the guy that was Mr. Cool, the guy that was Mr. Badass, the guy that were, you know, holla at me, I'll be there. It's just like, damn. I gotta watch the good guys get beat the fuck up. And then get beat the fuck up all the way to the point where it's like, damn, by the time the hero already comes to save the day, it's already too late. Guy already lost a limb. Like, shit, I'm supposed to care. Like, yeah, I gotta get my big move in. And then, like, everybody's suffering because you gotta watch this good guy get beat up, and then finally, someone shows up, and it's damn near too late. What am I thinking? Mirror, mirror on the wall. I'm just kidding. What else happened? Oh, women's stuff. Ruby Soho. It's like, there's some, like, you know, you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. And with that said, it's like, sometimes you sit back and you're like, I understand this shit. And sometimes you sit back and you're just like, I don't understand this shit. And they have two shows, Dynamite and Rampage. And you know that you want your Dynamite show to be strong because, you know, it's a show that everybody watches. And Rampage is a show that, you know, people are not going to watch. But, I mean, hey. You know, you put on these two girls and bless their hearts. They do their best. But, you know, the women's division just needs something. They just get, every week they just keep getting swallowed by the male division. And it's just like, what the fuck is the female division in AEW? Like, what the fuck is it? So they had a match. It was cool. Everybody's working through injuries, and it's just a shame. Everybody's hurt. This person's hurt. That person's hurt. This person's hurt. That person's hurt. Everybody's fucking hurt. Like, who's fine? Who's fine in AEW? Like, it seems like everybody's hurt. It's crazy. Like, and so they did some stuff afterwards. I don't know, I was buffering. I think they went to the next segment. I don't even know what happened. Did anyone go for the save? I don't know. I just remember Ruby Soho getting beat up. And I was just like, I guess that's it, huh? But, yeah. Oh, Gloria. That's her name. Chris Jericho. What the fuck can I say about that guy? Chris Jericho. Whoever wins. That guy. That guy is like the equivalent of Hulk Hogan. The equivalent of Hulk Hogan when he was in WCW. He's a ball hog. Steals the spotlight. He's about to take Ricky Starks for a ride. And I'm like, fuck. Why is he gonna like take Ricky Starks? Sucks. Because everybody knows what happens after you work with Jarrett Hogan. You just lose all your cool and you barely get over. Or you have to go back to the essence to figure out how to get over. Like MJF. Man, I'm just... Jarrett Hogan. If I could think about the top 10 things Chris Jericho has done, I don't think any of them is in AEW. No. A lot of them could be dated in WCW. But Jarrett Hogan. Yeah, he had his match with his jobber. I don't even know who the fuck this guy was. He won in a 20-minute match. It felt like it was 20 minutes. It could have been less. I sat through this match and watched Jarrett Hogan carry this jobber for 18 minutes. 18 minutes. Just to lose. I baffled. I'm like, you can't be serious. You can't be serious. You carry, like, all those guys hasn't been on TV. All those guys fighting for a TV spot. You give this jobber a lucky break. And you gave him like longer than you need and a win. You gave him his first dub. Wow. Man, I wish I wasn't so cold, but it feels like I'm like, oh, I'm feeding for some crack. But it's cold. I'm about to go in like on my like 17 blankets. No, but honestly, like I can wrap in those blankets. I can get naked. I like it. And it's even better when I'm bleeding. You get to snuggle. But if you only snuggle in like two, the one over and the one under. But if I had it now, under. Wait. That's funny. But yeah, Jarrett Hogan. Ay, man. That really. You know what I noticed? Oh yeah, it was Jay Lethal. I'm sitting there like, what? Oh yeah, and they did this package on like Keith Lee. I'm just thinking of all the black people on the show, like like how many black people were on the show, and I'm just like, I know. It might be on Rampage, who knows? But oh, Stokely Hathaway, he's black. I forgot. I don't even know why I really count blacks anymore. Like, oh, let me do the black count. I mean, blacks are on the TV show. I shouldn't even do those anymore. But yeah, fucking. Sheesh. And then I think at this point he finally got to the main event. I know there's some minis in between. Oh yeah, Dustin Rhodes kicked some promo. Yeah. I wonder if he was one that used to smoke crack. I wonder if he smoked crack. I don't think so. I think he might have done some other drugs. I'm pretty sure cocaine and other shit. Yeah, he just kicked some promo. He stole the young man's shine. But we finally got to the main event. And this is what I mean. It's like it was a good main event. You know, obviously you dealing with someone who's not really experienced as having main event matches, and this is what I mean. Where, like, sometimes like they need to hone their skills so they can go ahead and they can hone their skills, and then they could basically get seasoned by the crowd, and then they could feel that main event status, and then when you have that main event title match, you know, you're not so nervous and you're not acting crazy, and that's why you need guys like MJF to be champion, because guys like him like know how to like carry a match, and I'm luckily for him he was able to carry that match, so you know they don't look too sloppy, because you can tell, like you can tell, yeah, you know, I'm pretty sure, like I thought about it too. Like, man, if I got in the ring the first time, you know, ever, and my job is to like either follow the lead or basically either follow the lead or lead on. Yeah, I'm gonna probably get nervous too. You know, I'm probably gonna get, you know, all the jitterbugs. To be able to like sell the stuff, to be able to like really like put in the effort, put my body on the line, you know, all this stuff, you know, it's trained theater. For, you know, it turned into trained theater, even though a lot of the theater has gone beyond, but definitely I'm glad that they had that main event though. That main event was actually really good, and the one thing I would say is that if they can continue to lead like this with these guys really kind of carrying AEW, they can carry it, but need a booker. You need a booker. You know, and especially since the one booker, ex-Mr. Booker of the Year, two-time Booker of the Year, is not doing any good this year at all, and it's falling off. See, if it's me, I'd be like, yeah, okay. It's probably people are not really feeling my story. Maybe I need to like look into someone doing my stories for me, or I what I would do. I really hope that AEW continues to at least do something and entertain the fans. Oh, I know they have that 10-man tag. I guess you can do it every once. I don't mind every 10-man tag every once in a while, you know. But it just feels like you see it so much. You're like but so many people get on. Man, I am still thrown the F off that Mandy Rose. And for me, you know, I always felt like Mandy Rose she she had the look, she had the body. She was basically gonna be the poster child, but I think Charlotte, because Charlotte became so good, and Charlotte became so talented as a tall blonde athlete. You know, like when it comes to like being blonde, you know, you kind of like fall second, third, fourth, and fifth. But what that was? Excuse me. Oh, let me look into my story videos. I might have to play some Yakuza. But yeah, freaking Mandy Rose, like this last run that she had, I really wonder if this was like her way of like feeling, like wanting to know how it feels to be like a main eventer, you know, because she was definitely like not in the main event scene at all. And then when they turned her into a main eventer, like she basically owned that division. She basically carried the division. She basically was the division. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, Mandy Rose. Man, yeah, she's definitely made it in my SmackDown versus Raw. Sorry, my WWE 2K19 game. I think she was in 2K18. I want to say she was in 2K17, but I could be wrong. Because that included 4 Horsewomen. Asuka became a download. No, Asuka wasn't a download. She was done in the game. Nia Jax was a download. I don't think Mandy Rose was in the game because I don't think Mandy Rose made a splash. I know Carmella was in the game. Was Sonya Deville in the game? I don't think so. And so, you know, I was a character I always liked. I like in my universe mode. I had her being like national champion. She was like my second tier wrestling champion, and she seemed like that was kind of her edge point of skill level. Honestly, like they really did her justice in NXT. Like they really did her justice by basically giving her the keys and basically was able to drive and took off. Basically had a crew. She got like the longest reign, 400. Well, not the longest. Asuka, hi Nat. Basically second longest reign as NXT champion. Mandy Rose. Yeah. I mean, she's not a great actress. She wouldn't be a great actress. She can look good hot, and if the story and co-stars can carry the film, yeah, that will make the film good. It wouldn't be because she's in the film. No, that wouldn't be the case at all. It'll be because she was featured in a film with someone carrying the torch and basically winning over the fans. Oh, toxic. I'm putting this again. Oh, sucks. Oh. Oh.
I say drugs, I mean monsters. 'Cause I smoke weed, but these things, those things are killer. But it gives me the vitamins I need, energy. Oh, oh. Yeah. Oh, oh, my back. Oh, my back. Oh, damn. Oh, excuse me. Oh. It's great. It sucks. Another final opinion on Dynamite. It's funny wearing this Young Bucks shirt. It's just such a big letdown. But it's something like if I wasn't so blind to like change and just the idea of like better wrestling, yeah, I would have seen through the bad acting, the bad gestures, and just basically making wrestling corny. Excuse me. I want to do one more match before I play Yakuza. Just so I can at least get some reps in. Kenny Smith actually looks. I'm not saying that he looks like a main event wrestler, but he looks a little bit better in these trios matches. You know, now that he doesn't have to carry a match or be in a match. Oh yeah. Oh man. Sometimes I wish that sometimes I wish I can do better as far as like staying in tune with these wrestlers. Really, I'm kind of thinking about that. Like, but I really do wish that a lot of the I wish that Kenny Smith and the Bucks can do a better job at just being entertaining and just being a draw, just doing better for the fans, just be better for the fans. It seems like all they want to do is do shit for themselves. don't mind me. I'm just like vibing to Rey Mysterio's beat. Shit is dope. But anyway, wrapping this up. One of the things that like I said over in Twitter, I said that I think that it's gonna be WWE's year. They're gonna like make splashes. They're gonna make noise. All year long, they've just been making headlines. They've been doing their shit. They've been doing their thing. And the problem with AEW is that they lost a lot of momentum. They lost a lot of shit. And instead of bowing down asking for help, they're still trying to push. And it's like, man, it's not gonna look too good. But what can you do? You're just a fan. You basically try to get the word out. You basically try to do your best to kind of get people to kind of support you, but without proof, because people are not smart like that. They're not smart to go back and do the work yourself and actually do the research and basically go through the storyline. Like, I already knew this stuff was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen as bad as it did, but I knew this stuff was going to happen because I sat back and I paid attention to the product. I saw how the wrestling was moving. That's why I didn't want to do my wrestling card game, because wrestling is not popular. And it sucks, but it's just not popular because now that wrestling, people see what wrestling really is. More people see what wrestling really is. There's no reason to really get behind it when everybody else is doing the same thing. Staging reality. That's all. Stage reality. That's all wrestling is. You're staging a confrontation between two people. And it's been like that since time when they realized, instead of hurting each other for real, we can make a lot of money if we don't hurt each other at all and make it look like we are, even though we lay it in on each other, but we're planning this stuff. So we do this shit more and more and more. And it's just a shame. And with Mandy Rose, she can come back to WWE. Once she figures it out. If she doesn't get her shit together, she may not wind up going to Impact. If she don't get her shit together, she might miss the boat on another wrestling promotion. Well, it would be AEW, but I don't know if AEW will take a Mandy Rose. I don't think they have it in her. I don't think they have it in them to take Mandy Rose. Who knows? So you have to wait and see, really. I can't wait to see what the ratings for AEW are. Can't wait to see what the excuses fly out. Alright, and on that note, I'm going to fall back. I gave y'all enough content. Hopefully going to be able to take this stuff, put it on my YouTube. And then, anyway, this has been Floyd Banks. Buenas noches, bitches.